So, welcome back again. In my earlier video, I told you about the reflection of light with few terms and conditions like laws of reflection and the terms related to the reflection. For example, normal, incident ray, angle of incidence, angle of reflection, reflecting surfaces, etc. In this video, I am going to discuss about the particularly reflecting surface. Specifically, we can say that about the mirrors through which the images can be formed. Mirrors are the best reflectors of light. You can see your image in metal surfaces, other painted or polished surfaces, or even in translucent surfaces also. But none of the images as clear as or sharp as that formed by a mirror. So, we can say that a good mirror must have few qualities, like it gives the maximum or the best reflection possibilities, should not absorb the light portions, means it should not transmit any light also. So, a mirror is made by silvering one side of a thin sheet of glass, and the silvering ensures a smooth reflecting surface and hence provides the best reflection. The silvering also ensures that the light does not get transmitted. Now, we will be going to know about the segregation of the mirrors. Mirrors can be specified by two types. One is plane mirror, another one is spherical mirrors. In your class, we are only discuss about the plane mirrors, not the spherical mirrors. Generally, spherical mirrors are called curved mirrors. Plane mirrors have a flat reflecting surface, whereas these curved mirrors have the curved reflecting surface. These spherical or curved mirrors are of two types, concave mirror and convex mirror, which we will be going to discuss in the higher classes. Now, just for your information, need to know that concave mirrors have a reflecting surface that is curved inwards, and whereas the reflecting surface of the convex mirrors are bulges on outwards. So, let's start about the discussion of image formation by a plane mirror. In your syllabus, only two types of image formation done through the mirror. One is when the object is considering as a point. Another one is when the object is considering as an extended object. Firstly, we will be going to discuss about the point, means when the object is a point object. Now, let us consider a point object O kept in the front of a plane mirror strip represented by MM dash in the picture. Then, just see that the rays of light travel out in all directions from the point of the object. But we will consider only two such rays, because these two such rays we meet or point again from where the image will be formed. So, only we will consider any of two such rays. Here, OP and OQ we are considering. These two rays are travelling from the point object and incident on the mirror at points of P and Q respectively. Let these two rays be reflected along PA and QB line, and then draw the normals on the P and Q points respectively Pn and Qn dash to the mirror. Then see, as per the laws of the reflection, the angle of incidence and the angle of reflection for each incident ray and its corresponding reflected ray are equal to each other. We know that, so we can write it by using I1 equal to R1 and in case of I2 equal to R2, where these angles are drawn along with the normal, means for the point of P, considering O point, OPN is the angle of incidence and NPA is the angle of reflection. Similarly, for the point of Q, OQN dash is the angle of incidence, that is I2, and N dash QB is the angle of reflection for the R2 angle. So, if the reflected rays P PA and QB are produced backwards, they meet at a point I, which is shown the figure also, behind the mirror, that is the virtual one. This is the point where these rays seems to be coming from, or the point where the image of the object O is formed. Draw a perpendicular from the point I on the mirror of MM dash. It will meet MM dash at S point. See, and when extended meet point O, you will see that one more thing, that the length of the OS obviously equal to length of the SI. So the image formed in the plane mirror is as far behind the mirror as the object is in the front of it. So from the above experiment we can see two things. One is the laws of reflection simply proved here. Another one is the distance of the image from the mirror is the distance of the object also be the same. Now for the image formation when the object is an extended object. Let us consider an object AB. Think about, this is a pencil or pen, whatever it may be, small one, kept in front of a plane mirror strip which is noted here MM dash. The rays of light travel out in all directions from the object. Let us consider the rays coming out from the point A and B, both sides. In the above portion means in the earlier experiment where I showed you about only one point, now here it is considering A and B 2 points for the topmost and top end, bottom end and topmost points of the pencil or pen, which are the ends of the extended object. These rays fall on the mirror and after reflection from its surface the image will be formed as A dash B dash, similarly like the previous one. Also the size of the image will be the same as that of the object. Here for top portion of the pencil and the bottom portion of the pencil, by separately you will just draw the same lines drawn as the earlier one, and after that join the line A dash B dash, I will get the image. The distance of the image from the mirror will be the same as that of the object from the mirror also. Also it has been proved in the earlier experiment also. So lateral inversion, I think this word is not familiar with you all. So let's see now. If you observe your own image in a plane mirror, it looks just like you and is of the same size. However, if you raise your right hand before the mirror, your image will raise its left hand. If you hold your right ear with your right hand, you will observe that the left hand of your image is holding your left ear. This phenomenon due to which the right of an object becomes the left of the image and vice versa is called the lateral inversion. So, to be specifically, we can say that the interchange of the left and right sides in the image of an object in a plane mirror is called the lateral inversion. Due to this lateral inversion of the image formed in a plane mirror, it becomes difficult to read the text reflected by it. The letters of few letters like B, D, C, these are almost getting just opposite, making the opposite images, whereas O, A, these kind of letters are not inverted because all sides, from all sides, whichever it may be, or direct or the opposite, everything will be the same. Now the ambulance, in case of the ambulance, it is written inverted because when the ambulance comes up behind the cars, the drivers who are driving by sitting in the car, that time they can easily read the ambulance word in rear view glass, and then without inversion they can read it, and after that, moreover, assuming its emergency lights are also on, then hence they give the way to the ambulance without any delay and help also by making the way to pass through and enable it to reach the hospital quickly. Like this way we can read the ambulance word. For this reason also it has been written invertedly in the normally. It is the one of the advantage for lateral inversion. Now let us start about the characteristics of the image formed by a plane mirror. Characteristics are of 4 types. Firstly, the image formed by a plane mirror is of the same size of the object. The image formed by a plane mirror is laterally inverted. The size of the image is equal to the size of the object, and the image formed by mirror is as far behind the mirror as of the object in front of it. If the object is moved closer to the mirror, the image moves equally closer to the mirror. If the object is moved away from the mirror, the image also moves equally away. One is the uses of these plane mirrors. There are few uses in our life through the which we can get the advantages by using these plane mirrors. Firstly, plane mirrors are used as looking glasses. Already I told you about the cars. Due to the looking glasses of the car, we are getting advantage for the ambulance. Next is they are used in box type solar cookers to reflect sun rays towards the vessel to be heated. Thirdly, army personnel and scouts use plane mirrors for signaling. Fourthly, mirrors are used to provide false dimensions to a small room. The mirror image of a small space gives a perception of double the space. Next, the showcases that display jewelry and wristwatches to plane mirrors are placed at an angle so that they are parallel to each other, leading to the formation of multiple images of the displayed articles. It is also one more advantage. They are used in the periscope and kaleidoscopes also, and used of course in the optical instruments and devices. For using this, they are used curved mirrors. So in mirror portion, just you have to learn very nicely about the image formation and the characteristics and the lateral inversion, and last of all the uses of plane mirrors. I hope you can understand now. Thank you.